Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Revolution Pro Foundation Drops. I have the shades F1 and F0. So this does come in 18 shades, but it also has a lightening drops and a darkening drops. So it's basically like 20 shades, but then it also enables you to be able to customize your other foundations. And this one, which I think is really good because it's the same formula. So if you like this formula, that's what you're going to be adding to your other foundations. I think 18 shades, it is kind of basically 20. It's an okay shade range to start with. It does go really light and really dark. And with the lightening and darkening drops, you are then able to kind of customize the shade, make it darker and kind of almost expand the shade range. So I think by adding that on, they're not restricting themselves by only having 20 shades. And I say only as if 20 is the worst thing in the world. It goes rather light, it goes rather dark, and I feel like it's a limited foundation shade range simply because a lot of brands come out with 40 shades now. I feel like it's an average okay shade range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some swatches down below of the shade F1 in comparison to some other foundations in my collection. So this is the Revolution Pro Foundation Drops in F1. This is the Benefit Hello Happy Foundation in shade 1. This is the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation in 101. And this is the Dior Backstage Foundation in 1 Neutral. So now we're going to have a look at some of the claims. It's an ultra lightweight water-based formula which creates an undetectable finish on the skin. You only need to use a few drops to get light coverage, and you can use more for medium coverage. So it's definitely supposed to be a buildable foundation. It's a drop foundation like the NYX Custom Cover Drops, so I think this drop foundation thing is definitely a use this many drops for this much coverage, use more for this much coverage, which I feel like is definitely the customizable foundation. I feel like that's what it's aimed towards, so that you can buy one foundation and if you want a super natural looking day, you can achieve that. If you want a super full coverage day, you can achieve that as well. So it's a money saver in that way. You can get your favorite formula and have it any kind of way you like it. So in case you guys are new here, I normally have dry skin, but since it's the summer, I have more combination skin now. I have dry patches, I have an oily nose and chin. If you want to see how this foundation applies and wears throughout the day, then please keep on watching. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you press that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload so that you don't miss a video. So I am prepping my skin a different way today because it's the summer and I feel like I have more oils almost coming through. So I'm not using a face oil so much in the day. So I've just been using a moisturiser at the moment, but I've also been trying a new one out. So today I'm going to be using the Ginseng Energy Boosting Gel Moisturiser. And I have tried it a few times before under foundation and it works basically the same as having a regular moisturiser and oil on without having an oil on, if you know what I'm saying. So as you guys may know from my previous foundation reviews, I do tend to go in on one side with a brush and one side with a sponge, which I'm still going to do today. So I still have my Real Technique sponge for one side of my face. However, when I picked this foundation up, I also picked up the drop brush because I thought it looked really interesting. So I actually did have a look on the website to see how I'm supposed to use this, and it didn't really tell me that much. So I'm just going to kind of work it out. So this is what the brush looks like. It's a flat top kabuki, except it's got a hole in it, which I think is super interesting. And I feel it's I feel like I've seen this before, but then I also think it's quite unique. It's definitely something I'll have seen before though, I'm sure of it. But I think what you're supposed to do is drop the foundation in the holes there. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I have the shades F1 and the whitening drops. So I'm just going to drop 1, 2, 3. And then this is the lightning drops, so just 1. But it's not sinking into the brush, it's not super liquidy, you know, the NYX Total Control Cover Drops super liquidy. So I'm thinking this is might work. I may have gone a little too light. I may have to add some more F1, but it doesn't look actually that bad of a shade match. Maybe it's just because I'm used to wearing foundations too dark. That's probably it. I can always add like a little more bronzer, but actually the brush is okay. Like, I don't feel like it's anything special. I don't feel like you need to buy it. I feel like my other kabuki does just as well, but like, I don't mind it. I think with my forehead I will use a similar amount of product and we'll see if it goes further, because that's like my only concern with brushes like this. But otherwise it's blending out the product okay. But so far with this brush I'm getting like medium coverage with this amount of product, and it looks okay. It looks like a kind of like a satiny finish, which I'm really liking, but like, I'm not sure yet. I don't know like that it looks like amazing on the skin. It doesn't look like super smoothing or anything like that. So I'm gonna, like I said, try with my other kabuki to see if that makes a difference. Maybe try some more product on to see if we can build this up. Oh, I feel like this is going so much further. Like, I'm dragging it back down onto my cheek because it is just far too much. Like, where I feel like with that amount of product I could probably do like the entire side of my face really. Like, my skin is looking really nice and radiant, and I'm feeling like it's like at high medium coverage now that I've like got like loads of product on basically. But it doesn't look like super cakey, so I would say so far this is looking quite buildable, and I don't feel like it looks super smooth on the skin. So I'm going to go in with the sponge on the other side, and then we'll maybe see if we can smooth the brush side out. So again, I went in with about the same ratios on this cheek. The only problem when you do it this way with a sponge is making sure you're blending the colours together. You don't want like a white patch and a like skin coloured patch. I'm liking it quite a bit with the sponge. It's looking super glowy and so much more smooth. Like, I can nearly cover my entire forehead with the amount of product on there. It looks like I put a little bit more whitener, to be honest, in this side. Like, I can see that. That looks so pretty. That looks really pretty on the sponge side. This foundation is looking so good on my skin. I'm now just going to smooth this side out, because I feel like I'm extra enough that if I like the coverage more on one side, you know, then I will just smooth it out with a sponge. So now that I've smoothed both sides out with a sponge, they kind of look the same. Now, I feel like the drop brush used a lot of product, so it's kind of hard to say at this stage which would be better, because I would just go in and smooth the brush side out with a sponge if I thought that would either be quicker or if I thought it looked better. Personally, I don't see that much of a difference with either side. So I wouldn't say go out and buy the brush if you've already got like a sponge or anything like that, especially considering you need a sponge to smooth it out to get this kind of finish. I would just say probably go in with a sponge. If you're feeling extra, you can go in with a brush and smooth it out with a sponge. It looks exactly the same. Yeah, I think it's really pretty so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on and I'll be right back. So I finished putting my makeup on and it's about 10:40. So I'm going to probably do about maybe a 10-hour wear test today. But like, I set my cheeks, my nose, my chin because they have been a bit oily lately. But I think my makeup still looks like really good, really smooth. I feel like it didn't settle too badly into my forehead lines. I still think it looks really pretty and glowy. Like, it's not super, super glowy, like it's not wet looking, but it's not super matte either. I just think it looks so pretty and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to go through with you the rest of the products I used on my face. For concealers, I used a mix of the Collection Lasting Perfection in a new shade and the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. So for bronzer, I used the MUA bronzer in Solar. I believe this is the new one. I couldn't find the link to it the last time I used it, but I don't know if that's because it's like super new. I bought it from Superdrug, so you will see this in Superdrug if I can't find the link for it. I used the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. I used this new Ofra highlighter in Pillow Talk. For my eyebrows, I was feeling like a bit more of a natural brow today, so I went back to my Revolution Redemption palette. although I still set it with the L'Oreal Berry Plumper. For my eyes, I used the Soph X Revolution eyeshadow palette, the original one. For mascara, I used the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Bang. For my lips, I used the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Ruler. And for my setting spray, I used MAC Fix Plus. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So now we're just going to see how it lasts on my skin throughout the day. So Sam and I are out and about, and I'm going to have to do a check-in in a loo. But anyway, so it's about 4 o'clock, so I've had the foundation on for about 5 hours now. And it's looking pretty good. It looks really smooth, but it's not separating anywhere. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks like really good. And I think hopefully it's going to last all day. I think I'd probably powder my forehead in the heat again. But that's about it. I'm really enjoying it, so hopefully it lasts for the rest of the day. Hi guys, so it's like 9:40, so I've had this foundation on for a little longer than anticipated, like 11 hours. And it's looking really nice. So if you can see, it's not too like glowy on the cheeks, but it is on the forehead where I haven't powdered. So it's kind of an indication that like on quite a hot day, when you've not powdered, it's gonna look glowy, but it's not separated too badly either. It's separated like a touch. I'm not mad about it. Like, I still think it looks really pretty, like especially for an 11-hour wear. So I totally recommend giving this a go, especially considering it's under £10. Why not? And you can get lightness, you can get darkness, you can kind of create every shade under the sun. So it will match nearly everyone pretty much. It lasts really well for a drugstore foundation, and I'm really pleased with it. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you press that notification bell, you'll never miss an upload. Thank you for watching.